the U.S. flag Merchant Marine, our country's commercial maritime fleet, supports our armed services in times of war. In peacetime, these vessels transport goods to and from the U.S. In wartime, however, they and the mariners who crew them take on the dangerous role of sailing across contested waters to transport weaponry, fuel, and supplies to combat zones.
My grandfather served in the U.S. Merchant Marine in the Atlantic on a Liberty ship.
Some were my wife's family of people who were, part of that effort was, up in the Barents Sea with U-boats swirling around, and they were really sitting ducks, but they did their mission.
Over 9,500 of them perished at sea, the largest percentage of any of the service branches of those that gave their life and sacrifice for this nation. We've gone from a fleet of 2,900 ships in 1960 to today down to 182 ships. It is staggering and sobering as to where we are today.
And as our fleet has shrunk, so too has our pool of mariners. I testified on many occasions as the administrator that we were about 1,800 mariners short for a full-scale mobilization lasting more than about 6 months.
That's a problem. If we wind up in a conflict, and we want to do whatever we can to stay out of a conflict, especially with a near-peer adversary like China. But if we did find ourselves in a conflict on the other side of the Pacific Ocean, we have to be able to get the equipment and the people there that we need.
If there were a conflict today, we could not just turn on a spigot and start producing more qualified merchant mariners. But sea lift is the backbone of our strategy of any power that has to use expeditionary forces, and we're simply not ready.
We need that capability at sea. The ships are an important part of that, but the most important part of this renewed effort to make sure we have presence at sea is indeed our merchant mariners. The premier institution that provides that capacity, that capability, is the United States Merchant Marine Academy.
The Merchant Marine Academy should be looked at strategically as just as importantly as the other service academies. Right? We cannot fight wars today without an assured supply, logistics supply.
They're part of our, effort in fighting a war. And the service obligated U.S. merchant officers, about 80% of them come from the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy.
I strongly believe that the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and its graduates are unique and essential assets to our security. Keeping them ready and able to serve when called upon is a vital part of our national defense.
The USMMA, needed now more than ever.